these clowns out here was gonna go out there and make videos.
I just wanna go home. I just wanna be home.
Mace, say names.
Your security crying behind the car.
Damn.
People look at me as being bad boy security.
Yeah, this blanket. It's like, what?
Oh, Gene Deal was crying for the blanket. Gene Deal was this, that, and the. Gene Deal was this, that, and the third.
But he there for security.
What you think I'm gonna be doing when you doing all that to Gene Deal? I bet you really don't wanna know.
Just can't tell me nothing. That's why when be talking tough, I said, man, just save it. I done seen all that. Nigga said he wanna just go home.
Oh,
and be this blanket. He's like, what?
But he there for security.
You're never gonna be in this position.
I just want to go home and
I just want to be under my blanket.
Crazy.
Oh, we gotta get out of here. God, you get me out of here. I'm never fooling with these niggas.
Things just got serious in hip-hop, and fans aren't sure what to make of it. Gene Deal, the former bodyguard who worked closely with Diddy during the wildest days of Bad Boy Records, has just sent out a disturbing message. And this time, it's aimed directly at Maze and Cam'ron. The two Harlem legends are behind the viral talk show, It Is What It Is. Deal's message was no regular internet post either. It came off like a genuine warning, something straight out of a gangster movie. Fans say they've never seen him talk like this before. It all started after a clip from It Is What It Is went viral. In the clip, Maze and Cam'ron were joking around about the old school rap industry, name-dropping Diddy, Deal, and the whole Bad Boy era. They were making light of old street rumors and how some people are still scared to talk about Diddy. The audience laughed, but you could tell those jokes hit deep for people who lived through that era, especially Gene Deal. Deal isn't just some random internet personality. He was present when some of the biggest scandals in hip-hop history went down. He's spoken about the Tupac and Biggie murders, Diddy's private life, and what he called the dark side of fame. So, when he saw May and Cam'ron laughing about it, he took it personally.
Trying to picture your facial reaction to I just want to go home.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
If my security holding me down in Cali, it's somebody, the #1 rapper in the world get killed, you're telling you, I just need to want to go home. And the second top artist in the world, which is Mace, about to be #1. Said, that's what I'm saying, I wonder his face, because I'm like, if y'all let do that to Big, I don't stand a chance.
A few nights later, Jim Deal hopped on the live stream, his face serious and his tone cold. He declared, "Y'all think this is a game, but the streets ain't forgot nothing. Tell them boys they better move careful. This industry eat people alive, especially ones who think they untouchable." The internet reacts to the warning. That statement immediately set the internet on fire. People were unsure if Deal was genuinely warning Mace and Cam'ron for their safety or if he was threatening them. His message was cryptic but heavy. The way he said move careful had everyone replaying the clip asking, hold up, what does he mean by that? Blogs started running headlines like, Gene Deal sends scary message to Mace and Cam'ron. Gene warned, stop talking before it's too late. The entire situation had an eerie energy, as if the old bad boy ghosts were still haunting people who tried to speak on that era. Fans flooded comment sections saying, he knows something we don't. This feels like a warning, not advice. Deal doubles down. Even crazier, Deal doubled down later that night. He stated, "Them Harlem boys need to chill before they end up in the same stories they laughing about." That line sent chills through everyone watching. It wasn't loud or an overt threat. It was calm, too calm, and that's what made it even scarier.
Say if you gonna say something, be man of motherfucking never. the name. When I tell a motherfucking story, Rex, I tell it with the name.
Everybody trying to go viral. Everybody trying to go viral. Everybody trying to go viral out here.
Yeah.
Now the content creators who went out there and they start running off by their mouth, trying to make airways and trying to make a show. Here go a grown ass man, Mason Cameron, made suggestions to Bad Boy Security. These clowns out here was gonna go out there and make videos. When you do stuff like that, you gotta know right now that people look at me as being Bad Boy Security. You gotta be clear. As soon as that drop, you got 5 or 6 out there. Oh, Gene Deal was crying for the blanket. Gene Deal was this, that, and the Gene Deal was this, that, and the third. You already know, Mace. When you doing all that stuff to Gene Deal, what do Gene Deal supposed to be doing while you doing all that? I bet you really don't want to know. What you think I'm going to be doing when you doing all that to Gene Deal? They can play if they want to, but if they know what I know, they better find somebody else to play with. I never had to tell Big Noom shit. Keep it a buck. I never had to tell Big Noom shit. I told Big to his face, if you go to this party tonight, one of y'all gonna die. Some people gonna die if you go to this party tonight.
Once that clip hit social media, everything blew up instantly. Fans were tagging Maze and Cameron constantly, begging them to respond. Everyone wanted to know, were they scared? Were they going to clap back? Maze and Cameron's initial response. At first, Maze and Cameron just laughed it off. On the next episode of It Is What It Is, they joked about Gene Deal's mysterious speech. Cameron quipped, "Man, Gene acting like we in a mob movie." And Maze added, "If we gotta watch our backs for talking, we already famous then." The studio audience laughed, but fans online weren't amused. They felt something deeper was brewing. Deal's escalating warning Gene. Deal saw their televised response, and he did not find it funny. In another live stream, he snapped, "You Harlem boys always playing. You think because you on camera, can't nothing happen to you. Cameras don't save people. Ask the ones who not here no more." That moment made everyone go quiet. Deal started talking about how people in the 90s used to disappear for saying the wrong thing, and he hinted that industry secrets still get people touched even today. He didn't name names, but everyone knew who he was referring to. The weight of Gene Deal's reputation. Deal's reputation carries significant weight. He is the man who claims to have witnessed events tied to Biggie's death and says he is still being followed for what he knows. He has stated in interviews that the truth got bodies attached to it. So, when someone like him starts sending warnings, people pay attention. Fans started digging through old interviews, piecing together his quotes and linking them to Maze's long-standing fallout with Diddy. Maze has a notorious history with Bad Boy. Contracts gone wrong, missing royalties, years of silence, and then a spiritual comeback. He's been publicly criticizing Diddy for exploiting artists for years. But now, with Deal in the mix, it feels like those old wounds have just reopened. Except this time, there's a real sense of danger attached.
If you want to say something, Mace, tell us why you didn't go. Mace, why you didn't go to the party? Mace, why you didn't go to the party?
Party? Because I was in a hotel with Brandy.
Why you didn't go? Brandy told you, you told me that Brandy told you, let's go to the party. Why you didn't go to the party?
I didn't go to the party because all y'all seem like snakes. And I'm not going to be no
So Mace, who told you? Mace, didn't I tell you? Listen to him, Mace. Let's keep it 100. When you was riding around,
Let me answer.
Go ahead.
Let me answer the question. You guys was the security. If somebody shot the biggest rapper in the world, why y'all didn't shoot back? Y'all had time?
Mace, let me ask you something. I'm gonna get to that. Mace, one question. When you was riding around Cali with Stevie J, Didn't I pull you to the side and say, what the fuck is you doing in a drop top Benz riding around with Stevie J around Cali? Did I say that to you? Did I say that to you, Mace? That's some
The studio audience, they might have laughed, but nah, fans online, they weren't amused. They felt something deeper was brewing. Deal's escalating warning, Gene Deal saw their televised response, and nah, he didn't find it funny. In another live stream, he snapped, "Oh, baseball. You Harlem boys always playing. You think because you on camera, can't nothing happen to you. Cameras don't save people. Ask the ones who ain't here no more." That moment, it made everyone go quiet. Deal started talking about how people in the 90s used to disappear for saying the wrong thing, and he hinted that industry secrets still get people touched even today. He didn't name names, but man, everyone knew who he was referring to. The weight of Gene Deal's reputation. Deal's reputation, it carries significant weight. He's the man who claims to have witnessed events tied to Biggie's death and says he's still being followed for what he knows. He stated in interviews that the truth got bodies attached to it. So, when someone like him starts sending warnings, people, they pay attention. Fans started digging through old interviews, piecing together his quotes, and linking them to Maze's long-standing fallout with Diddy. Maze, he's got a notorious history with Bad Boy, contracts gone wrong, missing royalties, years of silence, and then a spiritual comeback. He's been publicly criticizing Diddy for exploiting artists for years. But now, with Deal in the mix, it feels like those old wounds have just reopened, except this time, there's a real sense of danger attached.
In a hotel with a young lady.
And when you heard this information, what was your next actions?
My next actions? After what?
When you heard Biggie died, did you stay in your hotel room? Did you leave out? Did you want to go back to New York?
I actually was trapped in a hotel.
Now I want to ask a question. What do you mean trapped?
It was about probably like 70 or so bloods in the hallway. I couldn't even leave my room.
How'd you get out?
One of the guys.
Why would it be 70 bloods in your hallway after Biggie Smalls died?
Actually, after Big got killed, they was probably looking for more Bad Boy artists. And I couldn't even leave the room till Gene Deal, the officer had to come get me.
Once that clip hit social media, everything blew up instantly. Fans were tagging Maze and Cameron constantly, begging them to respond. Everyone wanted to know, were they scared? Were they going to clap back? Maze and Cameron's initial response. At first, Maze and Cameron just laughed it off. On the next episode of It Is What It Is, they joked about Gene Deal's mysterious speech. Cameron quipped, "Well, I want to put the ball with me. We want to make the best of the balls, but I want to be so concerned, and I want to be the best of it, but the ball will be." Jim Deal said, "We have to focus on the best of your life. We want to confirm how we want it." Man, Gene acting like we in a mob movie. And May added, "If we gotta watch our backs for talking, we already famous there." By now, everyone in hip-hop media was talking about it. Podcasts, reaction channels, and even other rappers started speaking up about Gene Deal's warning. Some said he was being dramatic, others agreed he was right. One influencer tweeted, May Deal is DB and B. Gene Deal might sound paranoid, but history proves he ain't lying. A viral sentiment rooted in the dark history of the hip-hop industry. The warning becomes personal. Deal's warning was not coming from thin air, given the industry's past with unsolved murders and quiet cover-ups. However, the way he delivered it made it deeply personal. In another video, he looked straight into the camera and said, "Macy, you know I'm not lying. You were there. You saw what happened when certain people crossed that man." That man was widely assumed to mean Diddy. Deal's voice cracked when he said this, as if he was reliving a traumatic event. This moment completely changed the tone of the conversation. It wasn't about petty beef anymore. It was about survival. Fans started commenting. When the neighbor looked to say, "He's not threatening them. He's telling them history repeats itself." This hit Mace particularly hard because he had already been vocal about wanting to expose Diddy's wrongdoings. Deal explicitly referenced this, stating, "One Diddy, son Diddy body, space caps and weightlifting frenzy bodies and hearts. The people who talk about freeing souls usually end up losing theirs." That line alone sent chills through the audience. Maze and Cameron's shift in energy. Meanwhile, Cameron tried to keep things light, but the tension was visible. During one show, he said, "I love Jim, but I don't like when old heads make things sound spooky. We comedians with mics, not gangsters with guns." Still, fans noticed a definite shift in the duo's energy. There were fewer jokes, more pauses, and more side eyes. Even Mace looked more serious on camera, almost like he was rethinking how far he should push the jokes about Diddy. Debate over Deal's motive. People online began debating whether Gene Deal was trying to warn them or silence them. Some suggested he was genuinely trying to protect them, like an older brother saying, "Watch your back." Others thought he was being used as a mouthpiece, sending a quiet message on Diddy's behalf to tone it down. Either way, the whole situation felt eerie because Deal isn't just a blogger talking. He's someone who has witnessed real violence behind the scenes. This isn't your average celebrity drama. This is real talk about legacy, power, and silence. Deal's warning reminded everyone that behind the jokes and the gossip, there is real danger in the game, especially when the people you're talking about are the same ones who built empires on secrets.
So he was trying to divert that whole conversation and make it seem like, "So, Gene, why you didn't shoot?" Listen to me. It wasn't because Big wasn't my principal. He knew the fact that we had blew the light and we was halfway down the block, crossed the light, and then when the first shot went off, our driver took straight off. I'm screaming at our driver because he was told that somebody was pointing a gun at Big and them. He should have just threw the car in reverse. He knew the whole story, my man, because me and him had a conversation on the phone. He the one told me, well, I was in the room with Brandy and Brandy was trying to get me out the room to come to the party. So I felt that was kind of weird. So she said Brandy was calling me trying to get me out the room to come to the party. Well, you was in the room with Brandy. How's she calling you to try to get you out the room to come to the party? You know what I'm saying? This was going through my mind. But Mace knew the whole situation. Mace knew that it's no way possible that I was able, being sideways in the car, because Puff, when I got in the car, Puff had put his seat back. Now I'm sideways in the car like this, and I'm cussing him out like, "Yo, man, what the f is you doing? Why you got your seat back like this?" We hear the shot, pow! Puff put his head down. I go to open the door. Kenny flies, going straight. So he knew the whole story. What I supposed to do? Put my gun out the window and just start shooting like this? When the car had already turned the corner, it came out of parking space. So he knew the story, bruh. He was trying to just divert the attention of, well, why security? So ask security, ask Big security, ask Paul, ask the LAPD. The LAPD officer that was right there, they was right behind. Paul was outside the car. Why didn't they shoot? Why when we turn back around and come down the street, that they way down the block, they coming back when we get back to the car. When we get back to the car, nobody's in Big's car, but Big. Mace knew this. Me and Mace had this conversation. Him and Tone is like this. He knew me and Tone jumped in the car and chased after the guy. We couldn't catch him. He wanted to divert the attention from himself because why didn't you tell Big that these dudes was trying to get at you, bruh? You had that conversation with with Puff, but you ain't had that conversation with Big. Big was your label mate. So people come on and talk, why you ain't shoot? Listen to me, bro. At that time, I was young, dumb, and full of cum. Anybody who really knows me know that they ain't gotta worry about nothing if it comes to the point where gunplay has to be a part of my security. I'm not gonna hesitate, because I never bodyguard anybody that I wasn't willing to lay down my life for.
Meanwhile, Gene Deal hasn't backed down either. He reiterated on his podcast, "They can laugh if they want, but I sleep good knowing I warned them. The same people they joke about still got clout, and I don't want to see no young brothers become martyrs for clout." Warning or prophecy? That line hit heavy, suggesting Deal's true intention might be to protect, not threaten. Having seen too many people fall for saying the wrong thing to the wrong audience, he may genuinely view Macy and Cameron as walking a dangerous path. fans online are still split. Some call Deal a truth teller, arguing he's, keeping it real in a fake world. Others think he's fear-mongering, trying to stay relevant by inserting himself into viral stories. Regardless of their opinion, no one can deny the palpable tension. The whole vibe around Macy and Cameron's show changed overnight, and everyone is waiting to see, will they clap back again, or will they keep their heads down? The legacy of the bad boy era. Ultimately, this entire situation feels bigger than just words. It's about power. Deal's message was clear. There are still unwritten rules in hip-hop that outsiders don't see. You can joke and talk, but once you cross certain lines, you wake up old ghosts. Maze and Cameron may have just poked one of the oldest ones in the game. This situation proves that no matter how much time passes, the shadows of that bad boy era still linger. The more people try to expose it, the louder the warnings get. Whether Gene Deal was sending a threat or a prophecy, only time will tell. But one thing is for sure, when a man like Gene Deal says, move careful, you listen. In this industry, one wrong word can echo forever.